So may I come in?
Please.
Thank you.
So first of all, introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Vikas Yadav.
One thing, please don't open your name and your district where you belong from.
Okay, sir.
Hiding this, now your name is this code number.
377.
You know,
Okay, sir.
So now introduce yourself with this code number.
So my code number is 377. I am basically I have done my graduation and post-graduation in commerce. This is my second attempt in UPPCS, and my hobby is teaching, poem recitation, and dancing, sir.
Dancing.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, 377 is your code number. What do you know about this number? Anything you want to say?
Like, sir,
About
there is
this?
IPC section 377, which has been abolished, like decriminalized. This is basically for giving the equal status to the LGBT community.
What is your take on this? Okay, this is the Supreme Court decision.
Okay, sir.
And IPC 377, seeing all the fabrics of our Indian culture and the mindset of our Indian society, it is good for the Europe, where the open mindset and the culture is like that. But do you think you favor this verdict?
Sir, I think a very minuscule portion of the people is belong to this community, and giving equal status as well as respect to them is a fundamental basis of our governance.
Okay.
So I think that equal status must be given to them, being first of all being human. Then second is the gender priority we should focus on. So I think that equal status should be given.
Okay. Now you are in management
Yes, sir.
and post graduation also.
Yes, sir.
One thing I find strange, you did your BCom from Delhi University, Ramjas. Why you not pursue, you continue your degree in PG also from the DU? Why you choose IGNOU?
Actually, sir, I want to prepare this exam. Being regular in the college, like I have filled the form for Delhi School of Economics for post-graduation. But sir, being continuing both preparation as well as regular college, it won't be very manageable for me, sir. So I choose to pursue the IGNOU, that is the Open University, and continued my education in civil services.
Okay. What is the main difference you find? And basically, we have many kind of institution like Open University.
Ji, sir.
Okay, and some institution like DU are the main campus. What is the main difference you find between these two kind of institutions
Delhi universities and other universities.
and Open University?
Open University. Yes, sir. Sir, basic thing is the contact, the personal attention that teacher gives in the Delhi University, where you have a direct interface with them. But in case of the non-regular university, their teacher don't have direct contact with you unless you go for the classes. Second thing is, sir, the kind of examination. The Delhi University, since we have direct contact with the teacher, they told about the kind of exam that is going to come. But in the Open University, the student have to prepare themselves. If they are capable enough, they will give themselves. Otherwise, they have to take tuitions. So it will like boosting the tuition industries as well in the Open University. And overall development, sir, in regular university, since there is a whole crowd out there, so we have not only educational as well as our cultural development also. But
Okay. Any Open University you know in UP, Uttar Pradesh, which is running successful?
sir, I know about NIOS, but it's not specifically to UP. It's national. So no, sir, I actually don't know.
Even you wondered, IGNOU is a very, you can say, success model.
Ji, sir.
And in South, there are many universities, Open University, running successfully. But in North India, basically in our world, the UP, Bihar and all, why this is not, you can say, seen as a prestige? Just suppose if someone say, I am doing my MA or BA from Open University, so society look you are an average student, below average student. Why is it so?
Sir, I think the basic problem is accreditation. The standard of the university is like diminishing somewhere because the the status, the framework which is given by the government is not followed by these higher education universities. Where if we go to the South universities, there is the standard as well as its implementation.
Okay. Do you know something about Rajrishi Tandon ji? Rajrishi Tandon.
Rajshri Tandon. Sir, I know about Tandon committee in optional, sir, but
Okay. So you are a commerce student.
yes.
What is difference between commerce and trade?
Commerce and trade.
Trade.
Sir, trade is basically the export and import that we do, and commerce is wholesome. Like it is a wide term which include not only trade but other aspects like management of the trade, dealing with post trade as well as pre trade. That is the case.
So now in this country, many things is going on. Can you tell us one thing which you feel nowadays nation pride, and one thing which you feel national shame?
Sir, I think going towards integration is the national pride. Not only from Jammu and Kashmir to Nagaland, we are almost united properly right now, and that is the first thing that I think is the national pride. And second thing is, sir, not giving proper attention to the regional aspirations, I think, is some of the issue. In the spirit of national integration, somewhere if we do not give proper respect to the regional aspiration, I think this is somewhere not shameful, but somewhere not giving equal status.
What about SDG 2?
SDG 2. SDG 2 is it's zero hunger. Yes, sir, zero hunger. So if we talk about in hunger, there is an issue of malnutrition, sir. If we go by National Family Survey 4, it says that 53% of the women and 58% of the child is undernutrition, sir. Even if we have gone 20% of our poverty, still, sir, malnutrition is an issue.
So one side you don't think that, one side we are talking about the superpower reaching to the moon and Mars and everywhere, hard power concept and everything what you say.
Yes, sir.
But on the other hand, this on this front, malnutrition and hunger, you don't think this must be created in nation same and we have to work for this?
Yes, sir. I think this is the basic part of our governance for giving the proper food and shelter. But, sir, somewhere and somehow, if we're going to space, it is also helping in zoning the places where the problem lies so that we can better target them. So, sir, they are not like they are in convergence rather than in divergence, I think. It is somewhere and somewhere helping in zero hunger removal if we go to space, sir.
Okay, just suppose, what is your first preference for this
Sir, deputy collector.
deputy collector? Just suppose you appointed as a DC, and you are working as a SDM in some particular some division,
Ji, sir.
and same problem you find in that area, like malnutrition,
Okay.
and you have to make and implement the plan. So that's why you raise the bar. So what is your roadmap to enhance this kind of, you can say, you first of all priorities, second roadmap, that malnutrition and hunger problem will be reduced in your area?
Sir, first thing will be the availability of the resources. My first target will be availability. Like we have, sir, all the PDS system. We have all the framework of our state. The thing is that they are not implementing well. I will not create something new, sir. I will just implement the part that initially been done. I will focus on availability of the food, empowering people through SHGs, civil societies to know that they have the accessibility of all these, as well as teaching the parents, sir. I think they are the most important part, because if the woman itself is not known about all this malnutrition issue, so, sir, that will be my first priority. Linking them to the SHGs, sir. I have read somewhere that if a woman get linked to the self-help group, the level of malnutrition goes by 40% down. So, because she knows, she gets knowledge all about all these issues. So, sir, this will be my priorities.
Okay. Have you studied this new education policy?
Yes.
NEP?
Yes.
This have many positive things.
Okay, sir.
But if I ask 2 point where you can say the negative or the critic, so the two issue what you want to discuss?
Sir, first thing that is we are going toward English culture, sir. where we are going for homogenization of language. On the other side, the policies talk about the giving equal status to the regional languages. Sir, if we are pushing the regional languages from the downward, then sir, how they will be facing the English culture? Either we have to change the English culture, or we have to give equal status to the regional culture. This is the first issue. That, and second is sir, the basic infrastructure. We have like world-class policy. This is the national education policy, I think, is the world-class policy, where not only India, the world is appreciating us. But on the second side, the basic infrastructure is lacking, sir. The teacher, the school institutions are still not at that standard.
Okay, you are from UP, but you are all study. We are saying that you are from the Delhi.
Yes, sir.
So you are aware with UP.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I have completed with my Jija and my sister. They live in Delhi, so I completed my education with them. My basic hometown, my parents are all from sir Uttar Pradesh.
How many villages in UP?
Total, sir.
Total.
Around. I have studied, sir. Not
No issue. And panchayats?
Number of total panchayats, sir.
No issue. Sir.
I just didn't come on the other point.
Jeez.
This is what is management and how it is different from new public management.
Okay, sir. Management is the art of doing a work done through others. It is basically the planning, organizing, directing, staffing, and controlling the organization for effective implementation. And sir, the new
New public management.
New public management. Sir, in new public management, we focus not only on the managerial part, but behavioral, democratic, as well as bureaucratic aspect also, sir.
And in the era of LPG,
Okay, sir.
how is LPG influence to the new public management?
Sir, if we talk about as a civil servant,
Yes.
the basic, I think the issue is if we are going towards LPG, there is more commercialization, there is more incentivization, more performance needed from a civil servant. So not only a civil servant have to think in the way of giving public welfare, but also in the way of giving efficiency of the institution, profitability.
Then what is different between new public management and new public administration?
Sir, I think what I have told is new public administration. I don't know actually about new public management as such, I think.
Okay. There is another question. Democracy is an important condition for the good governance. But sometimes we see contradictions between democracy and good governance in the respect of peasant movement. But in the respect of peasant movement, okay. So what do you think about this? There is a contradiction between democracy and good governance?
I think, sir, again say, sir, it is another manifestation of democracy only. Giving voice to the people who do not have voice, sir. Their grievances is the basis of democracy, and we have to work for them so that we can collaboratively implement the things well. So I think, sir, they are not in.
Okay, and just another question. What is collaborative governance?
Sir, where we have participation from all these stakeholders.
That is participatory government.
Okay, sir.
That is participatory governance.
Then, sir, collaborative. Sir, I actually don't know, but I think that the.
Okay. You are administrator. Want to be administrator or manager or leader?
I want to be manager, leader, and
Administrator.
I think, sir, administrator.
What is the difference between administrator, manager, and leader?
Administrator is there to make the policies at the higher level, at the top level. Manager is to implement them at the bottom level, sir.
Leader. Then the district collector is the manager or administrator.
Sir, both, I think, because he is not only making the policies but implementing them as well.
And leader?
Leader is someone who can be a manager, who can be an administrator, who cannot be a manager or administrator. He is basically giving voice to the people, not only in the administrative part but social, economic, any. For example, sir, Anna Hazare is a good leader, but it not might be a good administrator, sir.
Okay.
Every organization faces a lot of challenges,
Yes.
but organizing people is one of the difficult challenge. Why?
Sir, because people are humans, and the basic fabric of human cannot be, sir, predicted. Every human is different, sir.
So how will you as an administrator solve this challenge? Because you will face a lot of people every day. Okay, people are different, they are dynamic. aspirations are different, and you have to take all the things together. So how will you manage?
Sir, I have studied about in-group, out-group management, in which we focus on the people representative. Like if the people of the same community, they have a voice, so there will be one representative who will represent the whole community. Talking to them so that I can directly talk to the community will be my preference.
You are from commerce background. So, did India benefit from FTA, free trade agreements, or what is your take on that?
Sir, we have almost have FTA around 2025, in which I think I have read economic survey where they said that 14 FTAs were successful for India. Some of the FTA in which we are lacking are with some of the ASEAN countries. So I think we need to work for them. The basic issue is, sir, the dairy sector, sir, where the New Zealand and the Asian industry have a very good, but we are lacking there, so we can boost that sector.
There is an agreement recently which India declined, which the Chinese and ASEAN signed. What is that agreement?
RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership.
Yes. What is the difference between FTA and SECA, Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement?
I think, sir, FTA is the extreme stage of free trade, whereas CEP is like the basic foundation of exchanging goods and services. Sir, I'm not sure totally, but I think the FTA is...
Okay. Now, taking into account our trade balance in terms of trade of goods, what are the two main areas where bulk of our import account? Bulk, main two or three, you can say top three import items, you can say, in terms of goods, not services.
Okay, sir. Sir, crude oil is the first thing, gems and jewelries, and third is, sir, not recollect.
Do you think that the current, I think in the post-COVID era, there was, I think, positive balance of trade for some time. Was that good or bad? India overall had a negative balance of trade, but for a few months we had a positive balance of trade. So was that good, bad, or what is your take on that? Why it happened?
Sir, that happened basically because of increase in the gold prices, sir. I think I have read this. So the article was saying that it was basically because of the increase in gold prices. So I said it was just an abnormal statement, abnormal condition, like once in a while. So I think that was not a good...
Moving into agriculture trade, what are the main constraints in the agriculture trade within the country and our agriculture trade with other countries, vis-a-vis with other countries?
Sir, first of all is, if we talk about within the country, the issue is lack of connectivity, sir. For example, if in India, we cannot transport more than 200 kilometers of our milk. So milk industry basically is fragmented. Agriculture is the same, sir. The kind of cold chains, we do not have proper cold chains. The government data itself says that...
in terms of milk, now I think we are fine. We are transporting milk over 1,000 kilometers. Milk, in terms of milk, it is good.
Okay, sir.
Now moving on to legal aspect.
Okay, sir.
That leads to this controversy. So what is the main act which governs agriculture trade in India?
Agriculture trade policy, I think.
Yes, trade. In terms of local agriculture trade.
APMC, sir.
Yes.
Agriculture
Committee. So what are the main lacuna of, there are many merits also. So what are the main lacuna of the APMC Act?
The first thing is cartelization. They are making the group themselves, influencing the prices themselves without giving knowledge to the farmer. So the first thing. Second is the kind of fee they charge. They do not reciprocate the same facility which they charge is second issue.
You have a national National Agriculture Market, ENAM.
Yes.
So is it successful, or it is only, or in which state it has been implemented well, ENAM?
I think, sir, in South state they are doing good. In states of Punjab, Haryana, they are doing good.
Southern state, okay.
Okay, and sir, thing is they are empowering because they are giving knowledge to the people about the national prices, sir. So that if the farmer get to know about the prices, they do not get easily manipulated by the middlemen.
1st February, what will happen 1st February, which is very important for us?
Budget, yes, budget will pass. I think.
Budget will pass.
Yes, sir.
Now we reduce the date, and now the 1st February is the day.
Okay.
Student of commerce, you have to know it.
Introduced
Okay,
or
three
passed?
things. Yes.
Introduced or passed?
Introduced or passed?
What you have said, budget will pass on 1st February. It will be introduced now. Budget will introduce in parliament, or it will pass from the parliament.
Sir, it will introduce. Yes, sir.
Now, my question is, what 3 reforms you want to see in this budget? Or 3 points which you suggest to our finance minister that please must have it.
I think, sir, she is very highly prestigious to cover. But, sir, I will give the basic thing, that is, first point, sir, increasing the budget to Manrega, sir. Last year, we have not allotted much of the funds to Manrega. And this year, in COVID, I think Manrega is the crusader of all the problem. So, increasing the Manrega fund. Second is the giving focus on infrastructure, electronic infrastructure. In the COVID, where all the meetings are happening online. So, boosting our privacy policies, boosting cyber security issue, we need to focus that area also. And second is, sir, education, sir, giving more funds to education.
Okay. In Corona period, we heard always our Prime Minister say, opportunity in disaster. What you find opportunity for India in this time?
Sir, the biggest opportunity is our generic medicine, sir, where we are making medicines ourselves, exporting to the countries. Even Pakistan have also asking for the medicine. So that is the area where we can focus. This is the biggest opportunity for us. Second is, sir, the medical tourism, our e-education, where we can focus, sir. So they are the areas of high opportunity for us.
Do you think Atmanirbhar Bharat is a good policy, or it will prove to be an irritant in our integration with the global world order?
Sir, Atmanirbhar is basically the connection of our supply chains with the global supply chain. They are giving a boost to our sector so that they can have the same parameter or standard with the world. So I think it will definitely integrate our economy, sir.
Once I read that in the era of FTA, if you compare India and China, if I compare 2 countries, India and China, China did comparatively much better than India after joining FTA, whereas our trade deficit increased. So what we can do to reduce this gap between India and China?
Sir, they are manufacturing hub. And the basic issue is that we directly jump from agriculture to service. We have missed the craftsmanship stage. So, sir, the issue is we have to focus on manufacturing.
Okay, last question from the board. One quality, what you feel that you have, that it make you different?
Sir, I think I have confidence, sir, and I have hope, sir. That is the 2 things, because it gives me a feeling of aliveness, that I am always alive and cherished.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.